So for your final exam for English 9, you will be writing your own sonnet. You're going to pretend that you're William Shakespeare. But you don't have to write like thee and thou. You can write in your normal language. You can even use slang. But a sonnet, if you look at this line here, is a 14-line poem. So all you're doing is writing 14 lines, usually written in iambic pentameter. I'll explain what iambic pentameter is in a minute, with several traditional rhyme schemes. And you've already identified rhyme schemes in poetry earlier this year. A sonnet usually consists of 2 parts, an 8-line section called the octet, followed by a 6-line section called a sestet. Again, I'll explain that in a few minutes. The Shakespearean sonnet rhyme scheme is A-B, A-B, C-D, C-D, E-F, E-F, G, G. And you may remember that Annabel Lee by Edgar Allan Poe had a very similar rhyme scheme to that. Sonnets also use figurative language, such as metaphors, similes, and imagery, to convey a message, which is usually more directly said in the last 2 lines of a sonnet. So what that's saying is if you don't understand what a sonnet is saying, look at the last 2 lines. That'll sum it up. So we're going to take this step by step, and in this video we're just going to look at the first step in understanding meter. And meter is kind of like the rhythm of a poem, or the beat. You know, in a song you have a beat. Well, poetry has the same thing. So in poetry, each syllable in a word is either stressed, meaning we say it hard, and we'll show it with that kind of syllable, or unstressed, which we'll just kind of back off a little bit. And that's soft, based on the pronunciation of the letters. Stressed syllables are marked with a backslash over it, and unstressed are marked with a little, like a U. And so what we're going to do is we're going to mark the following syllables as if they're stressed or unstressed by pronouncing them aloud. Now, I may have to remind you that a syllable, when you were taught syllables in elementary school, you were maybe taught to count, like your name. Like my name is Michelle, so I would say Michelle. So it had 2 syllables. Or what I like to do is I like to count on my fingers. So Michelle. So my name has 2 syllables. Some of you may tap on your table. However you want to figure out how many syllables, you do you. We're actually going to look at A, D, and G together today, and then I'm going to pause the video and you're going to do B, E, H, C, and F on your own. So if we look at the word today, when I said the word today, which did I say hard? Today. I said day. I stressed that. I punched that. So that makes 2 unstressed. Today. What about letter? Do we say I delivered a letter or I delivered a letter? We usually say letter. So you can see this one is stressed, unstressed. And then we have this word, which still has 2 syllables, collapse. Collapse. What did I stress? The building collapsed. I stressed the last one in this, so that one makes that one unstressed. Now, iambic pentameter always has to follow either stressed, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, or unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. You can never have these 2 next to each other. So you can't go, that's wrong. It always has to follow that pattern. I lied. We're going to look at one more. We're going to look at cafeteria. So let's look at how many syllables it has. Cafeteria. 5 syllables. Cafeteria. I went to the cafeteria. So we stress that one. I went to the cafeteria today. So then that makes cafeteria, because we always have to follow this pattern. So I'm going to pause this, and I want you to do the other 4 on your own.